Welcome to the Horror Hangout, a podcast where film fans watch the best and worst horror movies of all time and talk about them. Today's episode is a bonus episode chatting all about a new horror movie featuring the troubled host of a nightmarish kids' TV show. My name is Ben Errington, and today I'm joined by Aidan Leary and C.R. Thompson, the director and writers of Monkey's Magic Merry-Go-Round, which premieres on Screambox. Well, today. It's out now, isn't it?
It's out now.
How exciting. Thanks for joining us, and congratulations on the film.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having us.
It's been a long road.
So welcome. You're so welcome. A long road. So we're finally at streaming, which is exciting. Obviously, there have been some premieres, which we will get into, but for our audiences, here are some details on the film. After a mysterious bout of amnesia, a beloved children's television host struggles to piece together his fractured memories, only to find his once cheerful puppet co-stars behaving with sinister intent. As reality unravels, the line between performance and nightmare begins to blur. And talking of the puppets, there's one right behind you.
Yep.
He looks like
Monkey
he's been
himself.
Monkey himself. It looks like he's been through some stuff, right? Is that
Yeah. He's seen things, he's done things.
Yes.
There's more than one of that particular puppet, you said?
Yes, there are three monkeys.
Yes.
In the film, there's only one, but because of the limitations of what a puppet can do, especially on our budget level, we needed a happy monkey face. This is the happy monkey. And this is the one who also, not to reveal too much, but kind of went inside of a person's body for a sec.
Okay. It went in one of the orifices of a human.
Yeah. Kind of was investigating some internal organs.
That was a fun day.
And why he looks like this now.
Yeah.
We also had an angry monkey head, and we also had a burned monkey head. So
that's good. So you didn't just have the one that you had to burn and then make angry. That was good.
Oh, yeah. A bigger budget film would have had way more
would have
as
had
well.
Duplicates of even those for blood and stuff, but we didn't have the money.
We were on a very tight budget. Similar to like Halloween, where in the original Halloween they only had one Michael Myers mask.
Then they lost it for the second one, right?
No, they used the same mask. Sorry, I know a lot about Halloween. They used same mask. Second movie. The first two movies, they only had a single Michael Myers mask, and then they lost it, and then they tried to recreate it for the fourth movie.
And that's why it always,
and that's
weird.
Not quite right. It's the old. It's just William Shatner. Get him in. Get a mold of his head done.
Yeah. If you watch not to get too deep into Halloween lore, but if you watch the fourth movie,
we can do it.
Originally, they had like a skin-colored Michael Myers mask, and he was blonde, and they shot the movie with that, and then they watched the cut and they were like, this is stupid, and so they went back and they reshot all of it with a mask that closely resembled the original, but they didn't have the budget to like film
to fully
redo it, so there is like one scene where Michael Myers is like skin colored and blonde for no reason.
The mask always, the difference in quality of the mask really did change over the years, didn't it? Like the H2O mask is so strange.
You can see the eyeballs through.
I don't like that one. That freaked me out.
I could talk about Halloween for hours, and I think it's because I really idolize. I mean, one, I grew up on those movies on VHS, and that's what got me into horror. But also, like, Halloween was made for like $300,000.
Yeah.
Before it was initially released, it wasn't even the biggest movie in the world. It really blew up afterwards.
Yeah.
A
home video star.
And then it changed, the industry.
It changed the course. What's your favorite of the franchise? Well, I'll put that to both of you.
For Halloween,
OG.
I mean, I think it's
the OG has to be the favorite, but I have a soft spot for Halloween 3.
Yeah,
that's right.
Everyone does.
For context, he makes me watch it every year. The first year he made me watch it, he got a bunch of our friends together in college and was like, let's watch this cool Halloween movie. 15 minutes in, everyone fell asleep. I watched it alone. And then after that, he set his alarm to the Silver Shamrock song.
It's still that's still the alarm.
So for the rest of that year of college and the next one, I woke up to that song every day.
Yes.
So I dislike that movie.
I also love Halloween 4, and I think I think the strongest of any sequel is I think the first David Gordon Green one I think is probably
That one's fun.
my
Yeah,
favorite.
I think we did a franchise ranking of that, and that one was really, really high in the franchise ranking for us, just based on, yeah, it was pretty terrifying. One thing we do always laugh at on this show is in the start of Halloween 2, do you remember the kid who's trick or treating but happens to just be wearing the same outfit as Michael Myers and gets like run over but also exploded to death?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. There's in Halloween 4, there's a similar character who's off screen, but this guy named Ted Hollister,
Yeah.
who gets shot like he's for whatever reason there's a curfew and everyone's supposed to be home and hiding, but there's this guy named Ted Hollister who's like hiding in a bush dressed as Michael Myers off screen, and he gets shot like 30 something
There's
times.
like there's an angry crowd looking for Michael Myers, and they hear a rustle in the bush, so they just shoot like 30 times into this bush, and it's just so...
You gotta be sure for 30 times.
You gotta make sure before you shoot Myers or run him over with a car. And
Yeah. I thought it was ridiculous because obviously Michael Myers' outfit is quite like randomly put together, isn't it? Really. And the fact that someone else happened to also put together that random outfit the same night.
Well, we were talking, it's the same with like, now we're just going deep into the lore, but like, like with every movie, he somehow finds the same mask again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
I feel similarly about like Friday the 13th.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day.
I love how Jason in 2 and 3 has a different mask each movie.
The plan,
yeah,
if I remember right, was to like a different mask.
I'm pretty sure you guys should join us for either a Halloween or a Friday the 13th sequel, because on this podcast, even though mainline episodes we're approaching 450, we've only ever done the first 2 Friday the 13th, and we've done up to Halloween 3 and then all of the newer films. So I guess like 4 or 5 and whatever else are up for grabs.
In Halloween 4, I could talk Halloween 4 for hours.
I have a soft spot for Friday the 13th 5, A New Beginning.
Yeah.
Because it's just such a strange thing. It's a strange movie.
Yeah.
And the mask in it is something.
Yeah.
It's something.
Yeah, I mean that's as you can tell, we're just massive horror fans. And that's so exciting about this entire process is we went from fan only, to all the, we sold the screenplay for the script about a year and a half out of college.
Yeah.
So we go from fan to creator that no one knows to this past week.
Yeah.
Which has been people, watching the trailer going around online, a whole bunch of reviews, and get to talk to awesome shows like this one. Like it's been really cool, going through the whole process, I guess,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with that, then obviously I guess you wrote the script in college or just out of college. How did the idea for the project come to be? How did it kind of originate, I guess?
Yeah, it kind of has a starting place in just me being at home post college and getting the bug to make something. And I was kicking around this idea for like an analog horror type thing, similar to like Chris Straub's work with Local 58, or similar for Spooky Children's Puppet Show, as kind of an excuse to like just start making stuff again and start making puppets and designing them. And I was talking to Aidan about it, and in discussing the idea with him, it slowly evolved into like a more feature-length version of it that is about this host character, and it became like a more genuine story than an excuse just to make some spooky puppets.
Yeah, CR told me the idea, and I was like, that's cool. I want 2 things. I want a monkey and a merry-go-round.
Strangely, both made it into the titles.
Yeah.
No, he won the title game.
I won the title game.
I get free reign on the next one then.
Yes, you get our next title. And the reason for that was because when I was a kid, how most kids have like a monster in their closet that torments them in their nightmares. For me, for whatever reason, my biggest fear as a kid was there was a monkey puppet in my closet. Not a real physical monkey puppet, but like one that my imagination dreamed
Oh, I
up.
see. Oh, wow.
I used to have these recurring nightmares. These nightmares that like, have you ever have a nightmare that like feels like it was just so vivid in your head that it feels more like a memory and less like a dream?
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
a series of nightmares when I was like 3 that were just like that. And they were about this monkey that lived in my closet, this monkey puppet, and he would come out and like claw at me when I was trying to sleep. Um,
Oh, God.
yes,
Yeah.
and it got so frequent that like I was even scared to say the word because his name was Monkey, and I was too scared to even say the word monkey when I was
Yeah.
at home, afraid that it would cause him to come out and get
They
me.
go, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My ears are
Why?
burning over here.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I started telling my little sister about these nightmares because they went up until I was like 10.
Yeah.
And then she started having the same nightmares because just by
By
osmosis.
proxy, yeah. Yeah.
I think how you described it to me once is, oh, the big one is scared of this.
Yeah.
I, as the little sister, should also be frightened.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
So, when we wrote this movie, we basically just wrote that guy
Yeah.
into the script. Um, and when we were, collaborating with Jackie Smook, this very talented puppet maker who made all of our puppets,
Yeah.
she worked primarily in children's shows and then made our puppets, told her exactly how he looks. We collaborated with this puppeteer named Frank Cesario, who
Wow.
voiced Monkey.
Did the head
And
appearing and voice.
when I'm directing, I very rarely like to give line reading,
Yeah.
right? Like you don't tell an actor, here's exactly how you need to say this. But
Mm.
I did, and this is the voice that is in my head because I know this guy. I know how he looks, I know how he sounds, I know how he acts. And he talks kind of like this. Hiya, Jim. I'm Monkey. You want to come back and play? And Frank took that and ran with it.
Yeah.
In such an amazing way and made the character really come to life. And now here the monkey is. He
That
he
must have
sleeps.
been kind of terrifying for you, though, right? Because
Yeah,
are you telling me that is the resemblance of the monkey that you used to imagine?
that's exactly him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aidan is to this day still scared of monkeys, even though he has directed a movie starring a scary monkey.
Yeah. I mean,
We
monkeys are
went to see
terrifying.
Primate.
Yeah,
We
we
went to see
saw.
Primate, and I
Oh
was
hell
like,
yeah! Oh my God,
I
it's
was.
crazy you should say that because again, one of the reasons that I've approached you both to discuss this film is because on this podcast we're big fans of monkey horror, and we kind of every time we have a special episode about monkey horror, we kind of really focus on it. I think we've covered maybe like 8 or 9 monkey featuring horror
Awesome.
movies so far, and horror adjacent movies as well. So as soon as real monkey or puppet monkey, I knew that I had to speak to you both.
yep. There's there's got to be like one long special that just about every monkey
Oh,
horror and like comparing them or
Yeah,
something
but I
like
feel
that.
like we go on forever because there's so many good ones
yeah.
like Shakma, Link.
Yep.
Obviously,
Yeah.
we've done Primate.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um, oh,
I mean,
there have been more. We
Classic
did
King.
Congo, even that's not really a horror movie, but the
Congo.
gorillas are pretty horrific in it.
Yeah. When I was a kid, there were monkeys on monkey puppets on this children's show called Between the Lions. Um,
Okay, okay.
it was this like PBS show. I don't know if it was in the UK or not, but
No, I don't
the
recognize the name
monkeys,
of that.
the monkeys
don't
in
think
that
it
show used
has.
to creep me out, and I would
They're,
not be shocked if they were, partially inspiration for this
Yeah.
particular.
they're so cute.
Oh
I
God,
don't
yeah. I'm
know.
just having a little look. I kind of recognize those guys. They do look pretty cute, don't they?
I love them. And he's like, no, they're scary. And I'm like, they're just little guys.
They're just little guys trying to live their lives, but yeah, a little bit, a little bit.
Yeah, so I am still phobic of monkeys, so
Yeah.
any
Yeah,
monkey horror movie will get me,
yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And it's a big fear for a lot of people, I think, as are puppets, as are like
Yeah.
children's TV shows. Because I feel like, especially for me growing up in the UK, I think there's something about children's TV shows, especially like from a certain era in the UK, where they were very sinister. They were very
Mhm.
sinister. Like the humans in those shows were very sinister. The puppets were sinister. Not always intentionally, but there was that. I
Yeah.
guess like American stuff for me was always felt like it was a bit more less threatening. Maybe because it's like from a different world, It's kind of it
Yeah.
doesn't feel
Yeah, of
quite
course.
kind of like that. But yeah, the monkey in this particular film is very threatening.
Why, thank you.
Good.
Yeah, yeah, in a good way, of course. How was casting the lead role, and what was it like, sort of directing the lead actor in this particular film? Because it had a lot to do and was on screen pretty much consistently throughout the film.
It's one of the most challenging roles I could ever
Yeah.
imagine writing for somebody.
Yeah. I mean, the scene with Neil alone is a huge ask.
I don't know
for
if
an
people watching
actor.
have seen the movie yet, but when you see Neil, you'll know what we mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, so casting him, when we pitched the script initially to producer Joe Swanberg, we
Hmm.
did it with I think Matthew Lillard was the main guy we had in mind.
Okay,
Matthew
okay, I can
Lillard
see that.
as in like live action Shaggy
Yeah,
or the original Ghostface. He's now in Five Nights at Freddy's. He's having a bit of a Lillard sense.
he
Um,
is definitely. He's having a Lillard song. And didn't Tarantino
yes,
slate him as well? I feel like that.
yeah, he did.
Tarantino was
That
like,
was
I don't get why people like this guy. And it's like, why? What?
yeah.
Come
Huh?
on, give him a
What?
break.
Why?
I've found, in this industry, it's like, everyone's just an artist and everyone's just trying. I don't know why you need like they
Yeah,
just need to go out
Yeah.
and slam
especially when
somebody.
you're established like that. Give him, and he's obviously got
Tarantino,
a hugely successful career. Give him a break.
yeah, yeah. I mean, people within that position should be lifting others up,
Exactly.
not tearing them down.
Exactly.
I,
Um,
so
but
it's Michael Gilio, is that you say?
Julio, yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
So we auditioned like over 100 people for that role.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And eventually our producer Joe was like, "Hey, I know this guy. I think he's kind of perfect. He's not an actor, at least not anymore. He used to act like 16 years ago.
Hmm.
Um, but he's since retired, but I think he's perfect." And we were like, "Who is it?" And he was like, "Michael Gillio." And we were like, "Michael Gillio as in the writer of the Dungeons and Dragons movie
Yeah, I
and
was
Dark."
gonna say he's a
Like,
screenwriter, right?
yeah, his next script got optioned by David Fincher, like that
Yeah,
Michael Gillio
Wow.
guy. Um, yeah,
And we ended up having dinner with him, and he had read the script, and we talked to him about it. And afterwards, Aiden and I were talking, and we were kind of like, he clearly understands the script and knows exactly what we're going for emotionally. But the
Hmm.
problem is he's really cool.
and a lot of
He's
hit show hosts are,
like, they're a little dorky.
yeah.
Hmm.
And we were like, he's too cool.
And then he
Yeah.
sent us in the tape, and it was like, oh my God, that was not the same
Oh
man.
wow. He
Yeah.
morphed into a dork.
Yeah. Yeah. He
Morphed
morphed
into something
a dork.
completely different. And I mean, it was so great that he came out of retirement for us. I mean, when Joe
Yeah.
initially approached him with the script, Michael was like, "No, Joe, like I'm not an actor anymore. I don't do that."
Yeah.
And Joe was like, "Just read the script." And Michael read the script and was like, "Okay, that's so weird. I have to try."
Yeah. He was like,
Yeah.
okay, fine. I'm gonna tape.
But
We'll see what happens.
but once he get it, he I think the quote I'll steal from him is he said something like, "Okay, now I have the role. How do I do this?"
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the role it's a one-man show basically, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Singing, dancing, monologuing, fighting puppets, getting
It's
cut open,
physical role too.
physical comedy,
It's Bruce
talking to
Campbell
the
showing.
camera. Yeah, Bruce Campbell, but he's in his 50s.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
there's limitations of the body, and
Yeah.
Michael committed himself to the
Yeah.
role, and really, I think there's very few people in the world that can do the performance the way
Yeah.
he did it. And his dedication, I mean, he lost 10 pounds on set just by how demanding the role was
Yeah.
throughout our shoot, which was only 11 days. It was a really fast shoot
Yeah.
because it was an indie
Yeah.
film shoot. He lost 10
He lost
pounds.
10
Oh,
pounds.
just let him have lunch for God's sake.
Yeah.
Listen, if we known it was happening, we would have fed him more.
Yeah. Oh my God. So he's obviously putting so much like physically into the role as well. Like it was obviously quite a big process for
Yeah.
him.
And you can even see when you're watching the film, you can see he's getting skinnier and
Yeah,
skinnier.
he gets a little more gaunt if you know.
Yeah. We also shot most of the film chronologically,
Yep.
which is rare for a film, but because we were
Hmm.
such a contained piece, it actually made sense and it worked.
Yeah.
We had him intentionally grow out his facial hair a little bit more and more as we progressed. So you can see his facial
His
hair
stubble.
progresses, his stubble progresses, and he loses like 10 pounds.
Yeah. I mean I guess that just adds to like the nightmarish otherworldly nature of it, where you're like, is this just like a fever dream that's kind of going on. Is he trapped in some sort of like parallel universe thing going on? But yeah, very, very intense performance and a great performance
Yeah,
as
our
well.
movie rests on his shoulders,
Yeah,
you know.
it wouldn't be nearly the same thing without him.
Mm. Were there any so obviously we've got some puppets, not just Monkey, there are various other puppets as well within the film. Can we talk about them a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I believe we have what? There's Monkey, there's Ferret, Fausty, Fox, Prof
Right.
Octopus, who's like a Professor Octopus, King Rory Lion, and then Beaver and Bird.
Yes.
I think that's all. And there's Neil.
And Neil.
And Neil.
Kind of.
Honorary
puppet Neil.
But you know, a lot of them are a mixture of different styles of puppets. We took a lot of inspiration from like the Muppets was I grew up as a Muppet kid. And a lot of inspiration from them, and really a goal to make these puppets a variety of puppets, right? Some hand puppets, some hand and rod puppets like Kermit the Frog, where it's operated by someone's hand going like this in a rod. Ferret, who's like a big mascot. But we wanted to strike a very specific balance between cute and creepy.
Yeah.
And I think the best comp that we kind of took some inspiration from was, if you've ever heard of the film Meet the Feebles.
Yeah, I think I have heard of the film Meet the Feebles. Let me remind myself a second.
If you're familiar with Peter Jackson's early work before Lord of the Rings.
Oh, like Brain Dead and
Yep.
Or
So it's one of those.
Or Dead Alive, I'm not sure.
Yep.
Oh, the Feeble. Right, okay. No. I do know what Meet the Feebles is, yeah. It's like a comedy thing, isn't it? Like a musical.
Yeah, it's a very dark comedy question.
Yeah. For audiences who are unfamiliar, before he was making the Lord of the Rings, like the biggest franchise ever, he was making like small budget horror movies.
Yeah.
And Feebles is like, it's like a demented Muppet Show type thing.
Yeah.
It's like the Muppet Show, but if like they're actually existing in like real life,
real seedy
with
Hollywood,
with Broadway. But CR, before we made the film, was like, okay, you got to watch Meet the Feebles, and I watched it. Oh man,
I think that
made me
was
so uncomfortable.
I think that was the first time Aidan was actively angry that I had shown him a movie.
Angry? Oh my god!
Yeah.
Of all the times you had to watch Halloween free, he was angry at the time.
It made me so uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah, like there's something about that movie, between both the like texture of the puppets, to some degree even the grain of the film, and especially the lighting, that just feels so. Every shot of that movie feels so grimy.
Yeah.
I've
It's a bit
never
sleazy, isn't it? Yeah.
that makes me want to take a shower that badly.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
And I showed it to Aidan and was like, I want there to be like bits and pieces, some of this, just some of this.
Yeah.
In the lighting and texture.
And so, most of our puppeteers came straight from children's television. There's a show called Don Quixote that shoots in Chicago. It's on PBS. And then there's also the show Gilly's World that we took some puppeteers from. Same with the people who built our set. They all came from children's TV. So we literally tried our best to make an authentic children's TV show, and then twisted that show
into something else,
into what it is.
Yeah. CR, you did some puppeteering as well, is that right?
Yeah. I Monkey's hands.
Oh, okay.
So for those who have seen the film, there's the head, and then Monkey has two human hands.
So Monkey, a two-person puppet, which means Frank, the puppeteer and voice for Monkey's head, and I were crammed into pretty tight quarters, just crouching and doing this for hours a day.
And leading up to filming, I was like, CR, I want you to not cut your nails for like 2 months straight.
Oh no.
So let them be as long and chipped and dirty and gross as possible.
That must have been super difficult because
it wasn't. It admittedly, it wasn't the worst thing until we got to set, and then like, because I was using my hands for so much, they kept. It's just like, and because I've also edited the movie and I have an editor brain, every time I would chip my fingernail, I would be like, continuity.
Continuity.
which like no one will ever notice, and it
You'd
doesn't
like to think no one would ever notice. Hang on a
matter.
minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
it was like between that and then every day, our producer slash one of our makeup artists, Ben Goger, we would sit down every day and he would just do my monkey makeup, which was basically just putting a bunch of fake horrible dirt underneath my fingernails and stuff.
Yeah. It
So
was, yeah. A lot of the theory behind the puppets of the film, not to give too much of the secrets away, but
Hmm.
a lot of the theory was that we wanted it to be always obviously present, that like this idea
yeah,
that there's someone underneath those puppets operating them. You
Yeah.
know, you see the skin of monkey's hands. That tells
Yeah.
you there's someone down there,
Yeah.
right? But we never want to reveal who that is.
yeah,
Sure.
And in that way, it creates an immediate sense of distrust between the audience and Monkey,
yeah.
because Monkey knows
Monkey,
something that you don't.
Hmm.
And
Distrustful those monkeys.
and I mean another huge aspect of the puppetry on this movie was finagling the set.
Hmm.
Because most like puppet intensive movies will build a set that's like raised 6 feet off the ground.
Sure.
And then puppeteers can hang out underneath it and then, hang
Hmm.
out. We didn't have the budget to do that,
Hmm.
and we had to have a adult human man also stand on that set at all
Yeah.
times. So that wasn't really an option. So it was a lot of like figuring out framing and like there I don't remember which scene it is for sure, but I know at one point it was like four of us puppeteers just like chained together lying on each other, just to
Wow.
like get a view of the camera. But the other part of puppetry on film that I think people don't often know about is that puppeteers typically at least have a monitor at all times.
Okay.
Like
So
the camera.
see what the camera's seeing because when you're directing an actor, you can say, look over there towards that window. When you're directing a puppeteer, I can't see through the puppet's eyes. I don't know where it's looking. So just monitors to make sure that eye line matches up and to make sure um, you know, even to see lighting sometimes, to make sure we hit our marks
Yeah.
because we can't
There's
feel it.
there's a lot of challenges coming with a puppet
Yeah.
film. Almost every shot with a puppet becomes essentially a practical effect shot.
Yeah, basically.
And for those filmmakers out there, you know that practical effect shots take time.
Yeah.
Right. They take more time than it would take to shoot a regular film. Because shoot just like an actor standing there. And so shooting this entire thing in like 11 days was
Yeah.
It was
11
I have
days.
no idea,
Wow.
I have no idea how we did it,
That's a huge achievement, definitely. Would you say, obviously, I know a lot of people say don't work with animals or children. Would you put puppets on that list now then, or?
I love working with puppets.
Okay.
I can't say that it's easy. If you're going
Yeah.
to work with puppets, you need to know what challenges are going to be there and you need to prepare for those challenges. But like now I just want puppets in every movie,
Yeah.
Our producer Joe Swanberg,
Yeah.
For those who are familiar with his work, he's a pretty famous like independent mumblecore filmmaker.
Hmm.
Which mumblecore is, like extremely grounded,
Extremely
like
naturalistic.
extremely naturalistic. Everything's 1000% real. I mean, most of the dialogue is improvised in a
Yeah.
mumblecore film.
At least
Hmm.
in for
They
sure.
they go for extreme realism, right? And so for him, despite his decades of experience in the film industry, I think puppets was like a first,
Yeah. And
Oh, wow. Okay.
he was like, you've heard me around on puppets. I might see if I can find a use for them in one of mine. So I'm waiting for the Joe Swanberg puppet movie one
Yeah.
of these.
I just love the thought of there being a puppet in a film, but not explained. Just a film, and there happens to be a puppet, and yeah, that would be great. So yeah, in terms of, so it's 2024 when this was filmed. You've had some festival appearances. World premiere in Leeds, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
Leeds
How
International.
was what
How
was
was
that again? Sorry, what was the name of the play? The festival?
the Leeds International Film Festival?
Okay,
Yeah.
cool, sweet. How was that? How was the world premiere?
It was delightful.
Yeah.
They Leeds always does an all-night marathon of horror movies.
Mm.
Uh, So I think we played at 10, I want to say.
Yeah, we opened
we-
it was not a 9 p.m.
At 9
show. And
p.m.
we opened the all night horror marathon they call Night of the Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Showed in the Hyde Park Picture House,
Oh,
which is a cinema from I think it's from like 1911 or
yeah.
something like that. Like
It's one
Oh,
of the
wow.
last that still has like gas-powered lighting.
I think it's the only gaslit theater in the
I think
UK,
so.
maybe even in the world.
Yeah.
So it was really a magical way to kick off the film. And it was so funny because like for us, the biggest inspiration in terms of children's shows for us was Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
And it was funny because during the Q&A, um, the moderator asked us, "Oh yeah, so Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood was a big inspiration." We were like, "Yeah," and they were like, "Most of our audience isn't familiar with that."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
really? We're
Like,
like, you guys haven't heard of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood? And everyone was like, no, no. And I was like, oh, right. That never showed in the UK.
Yeah.
No, it never
We were
did.
like, and then we were like, okay, the other biggest one was Blue's Clues. And everyone was like, oh, yeah, I know Blue's
Yeah,
Clues.
no Blue's Clues.
But that's also what's so cool about this world that we're playing in is that children's TV is so universal that even if
Absolutely,
you
yeah.
grew up with one of them, you grew up with another, you know?
Yeah, definitely. There was a thing in the UK, I think it might have been the 70s, called the Magic Roundabout. So I know that's not quite a merry-go-round.
Yes.
But yeah, there was a lot. I think there was puppets in that. There was a lot of that was pretty.
A lot of animal friends.
Yeah. Is that where Dougal comes from? Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Dougal.
that's Dougal. Yeah.
right?
Dougal.
No,
Okay.
I remember actually thinking about the roundabout, magic roundabout when we were first.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because our friends watched it in college. At
That's
one point.
right. We did. I forgot about that.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, it's a very familiar format. You know, a lot of times there's a human host, or if not, some central figure, and a bunch of colorful animals,
Or
Mm.
puppets, animated, whatever that surround them, and that's really transcended, you know, one show at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course now, so you had a few more festival appearances, but now we're getting the wide release on Screambox.
Yes.
How did you guys sort of settle on that streaming platform for Monkey's Magic Merry-Go-Round?
Well, you know, honestly, it's been a really long road.
Yeah.
Largely because we were produced by Yale Productions, and we premiered in Leeds, England, in November of 2024, and then about a month later, they went bankrupt.
Oh,
I don't know much about that. I can't
Mm.
speak to it. There's you know, um, but
But they
so
shortly beforehand they sold distribution rights to
Inaugural Entertainment, which is a small company that kind of acted as a middleman, and we were in purgatory for like a year, and finally they made a deal with Cineverse, who owns Screambox,
Mm.
to release films, and that was so exciting
Yeah.
because Cineverse, for those who aren't familiar with this company, I mean they released the Terrifier movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
are you know the big indie horror phenomenon that's been dominating the 2020s.
Yeah.
Um,
Like I remember, I can't remember if I texted you or you texted me, but um when they ran a Bloody Disgusting article on the movie, I was just kind of like the 12-year-old in me who, you know, would
Yeah.
check Bloody Disgusting for horror news was just like, this is, what do you mean? Like what?
Yeah.
Huh?
I think that's where I
Like,
first heard about the film, was on Bloody Disgusting.
Yeah.
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 So like that was a really surreal moment to like see it.
And they've done
Actually,
and then they did a few articles.
Yeah.
Um,
They did one of just like upcoming horror releases, I think, for the rest of the year.
yeah.
And the new Evil Dead movie is on that. And Evil Dead 2 is a huge inspiration for basically anything we make. So like seeing our movie on a list with an Evil Dead movie was just wild to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a dream after such a long wait of, you know, friends, family,
Yeah.
people I meet asking, "Hey, when can I see the
Yeah.
movie? Where is it? You made it 2 years ago. Where is it?"
Of the family going, where, when, how?
Yeah. But that's how it goes for
Yeah.
indie film,
Yeah.
you know.
It's never
takes
quick,
forever.
is it?
Yeah, but you know, we're so fortunate to have a release, especially on Screambox, which is so exciting because there's a lot of screaming in the movie.
Yeah.
Makes total sense. And I guess like to be on a platform that's specifically for horror movies as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like going directly to horror fans. And we've been spending a lot of time hitting some horror stops around Los Angeles, um, and having people talk about it and recognize it and be excited for it.
Yeah.
And hopefully now they've all watched it at this point. um, it's really been such a rewarding experience, and people ask, how do you feel? And I'm like, honestly, I'm not satisfied yet. I want to make another movie. It just made me want to make another movie,
Yeah, just want to keep making horror movies. Are you working on anything currently? Does it have a puppet in it? Either of you, I guess. Either of you. No
Yes.
questions for.
Since at the time of recording, at least, we finished up our first kind of draft that we need to look at of the third feature we've written since we shot Monkey.
I've written
You've
like
written
4.5 features, and and 3 of them were with CR. So we have a bunch. We have a
Wow.
whole things ready to go.
Of those, at least 2 of them will involve some sort of puppetry effect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we also have another like 3 or 4 or 5 things out. We have so much that we've been working on. A couple
That's
projects
great.
that we've been tweaking and honing in on. I don't want to reveal what they are yet, because I don't know how much I should say.
Yeah.
The other thing that people have been asking is, okay, what about a Monkey sequel? Is there more Monkey in your
God, yeah.
future?
And there must be more monkey out there, right?
What I'll say is that, we wrote this and made this as a standalone film.
Yes.
That was always the intention. We just wanted to tell this one guy's story in relation to Monkey. That process really did fall in love with the iconography and the characters and the world. So I mean, yeah, if someone came knocking at our door, we may or may not have
We have
5
ideas.
sequels outlined right now.
We have
Oh
ideas.
my God.
But we're Monkey.
It's the
Well,
next Halloween franchise. I want to see the
Yeah.
Monkeys Magic Merry-Go-Round 4. Some sort
exactly.
of.
Well, who knows? What I'll say is that, we don't want to reveal too much, but if we do make it to 4, if they give us 4 movies,
If we somehow get 4 Monkey
if
movies,
our little tiny franchise ends up getting 4 movies, we're going to space.
Monkey's going.
Monkey's going to space.
He's got
Usually
it.
it takes at least 6 or 7 to get to space. So get there as quickly as you can.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Like the first 3 films, we'll stay on planet Earth, but if we get a film,
Monkey's going to
Monkey
space.
needs to go to space.
Absolutely. If Jason can get to space, Monkey can get to space.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Leprechaun made it to
Leprechaun
space
made
in
it to
4
space.
movies, so I feel like we could make it in 4 movies.
Oh, Leprechaun. Yeah, he made it to space. He made it to space before he made it to the Hood. Which
Exactly. And went back to the hood.
And back to the hood.
makes no sense. I mean, I guess on that note, if you've got so many sequels planned, where can our audience keep up to speed with what you're both working on and the future of your kind of filmmaking careers as well?
Yeah, go for
Yeah,
it.
of course, you can
would that be
follow Monkey's Magic Merry-Go-Round on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram. My username is Aidan Leary 11. And
My Instagram is Thompson, CTHWOMPSON, like the Mario enemy.
we've been friends
yeah.
for 8 years. Just found out that your Instagram username was inspired by Mario.
Yeah.
You just thought it was weird before that. You're like,
Yeah,
what's going on
there's
here?
a W in here, and I was like,
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
I'll put all of those links in the show notes for our listeners as well. Of course, Monkey's Magic Merry-Go-Round is out now on Screambox, so you can go and stream it, go and check it out. I think is it US only Screambox currently? Is that kind of what we're looking at?
Currently, it's US only. I know we are also doing a release in Latin America, as well as we have a distributor for France, Spain, and the Netherlands, I
I
believe.
believe so.
And I don't want to spoil too much but there's deals in the works for a bunch of other territories as well.
So fingers crossed.
The UK is also one that I think we've been really wanting to hit.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mainly because we've gotten a lot of really great reception, first at the Leeds International Film Festival, and also just we've had a lot of fans from the UK reaching out and be like, "Hey, is it coming?"
Yeah.
Like
we wanted to.
we promise, we're trying.
We're trying.
Everybody knows how to use a VPN these days, and the hardcore horror fans will be right on it with Screambox. I know I sure am. Thank you guys both for joining, and congratulations on the film. It really is such a great film and a really unique film and a great time as well. I think our fans of our podcast are going to enjoy it, so we'll direct everybody to it once it's available in the UK as well. But thank you both for joining me. It's been a pleasure. Great to meet you both. And catch up with you very soon. Maybe for a Halloween episode. You never know.
Maybe a Halloween episode, a monkey movie episode, whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever.
we've got to find a monkey movie that we haven't covered yet because there's bound to be plenty out there that we haven't. So we want to complete monkey horror eventually.
Yes.
Thanks very much, guys. Take care.
Thanks for having us.